I was recently asked a question about if I could do a video, a little tutorial about punching technique, what makes great punchers like Julian Jackson and Triple G. If any of you ever have any questions or any videos you'd like me to do, feel free to message me on YouTube, or you may email me at rob.pilger@gmail.com and let me know what you would like me to discuss. As far as what makes good punchers, as far as technique, you want to study a lot of fighters. Mike Tyson had access to Bill Caton's Vin Library, which is now ESPN Classics Fight Films. He studied Sonny Liston, more so Jack Dempsey, but how much of a savage, relentless puncher he was. It excited Mike Tyson. He studied Jack Dempsey so much, and he honored him by wearing no robe into the ring, black trunks, no socks. But he studied how he was a great finisher and just how he put leverage into his punches. And again, Sonny Liston, Mike Tyson had an underrated jab. Sonny Liston had a very good jab. It was a short jab. Mike Tyson studied Sonny Liston. Of course, he applied that in the gym. And if you look at Mike Tyson, what made him a great puncher was his leverage. He had big legs, but he was always in position to punch. He had optimal leverage when he punched. He was never out of position with his feet. When he punched, his feet were always planted. That was from a lot of training, and that's what you have to do as a fighter. A term in strength and conditioning and any type the term in any type of skill development is called deliberate practice. That means doing the monotonous things over and over. You have to do the so-called boring things over and over. And it's not boring things. These are what make you a great puncher and a great fighter. Bernard Hopkins, I got to watch him train against De La Hoya for a day in Miami Beach. I'll never forget it. He didn't do anything fancy in his training. There was no ninja shit that he did. He worked on the little things over and over. It was a very boring workout to watch, but if you knew what to look for, you saw him doing some very profound, basic, fundamental things that actually made him great in the ring, that gave him longevity. Getting back to what makes a great puncher, you want to talk about Julian Jackson, is when Julian Jackson punched, you look at how loose he was. He had that snap on his punch, but he maximum leverage, turning it over, just like a slugger in baseball. I'll often say it's just maximizing supreme leverage. And in golf, driving that golf ball, using every ounce of leverage. And I'm no golfer, and I know there's a lot technique, more technique to that, but it's using your body as efficiently as possible. That's what makes a good puncher, is using your leverage, having leverage, using your body as efficiently as possible, staying relaxed. And I want to end with this. Michael Moore was a really good light heavyweight champion, WBO. I think he only won it when he had 12 fights. He's nasty. He was nasty because he had to cut a lot of weight. But he would also sit in dark rooms and watch these gory horror movies and violent movies. He'd lock himself in a room, he would say. And that's what gave him that mindset. Being a puncher is about having that mindset. That's what helped him be he was a great puncher at light heavyweight, more than he ever was at heavyweight. Being a puncher is as much about attitude as it is about anything. A boxer has a different mindset, attitude than a slugger, than a puncher. Mike Tyson was nasty. Again, when he watched Dempsey, then he watched Sonny Liston, he fed off their auras of just being destructive, violent, nasty punchers. Both those heavyweights had that. When Pernell Whitaker fought, I'm not going to butcher his name, I know his last name, Hurtado, the Cuban, he was losing that fight. One of the sickest knockouts you'll ever see, Google that. He was losing the fight, Pernell Whitaker, then he got Hurtado on the ropes, and he was southpaw. But the way he finished him, Hurtado was helpless on the ropes, and Pernell was just driving his punches in. He turned into a sick, violent puncher when he had to. He knocked, obviously, Hurtado out viciously. But Pernell Whitaker never did that previously, and never did that after. But that's my point. It's about mentality. You have to have that attitude, more so attitude, to be a good puncher. All these punchers have that attitude. Watch fight films, work on watch what makes them a good fighter, feed off their energy, feed off their attitude, look at their technique, how they get maximum leverage to their punches. And again, with Triple G, he was always in position when he knocked guys out with body shots and head shots. He was in an optimal position to land those punches. Again, he had the optimal leverage to land those punches. He was never out of position. Being a good puncher is leverage, positioning, following through, punching through the target, not arm punching, slapping with your punches, driving through the target with those punches. That's what makes these guys great punchers. I do believe that punchers are born. You can make a guy a better, you can improve your punching power, getting stronger, of course, but you could really quicken the process by, again, film study, working on leverage, doing the little things in the gym that make you a great career.